Alright, let's watch some gaming. I have watched if this game. No, this game I watched yesterday. This game I have just reviewed. This game I will skip for now because I've already watched this game. I didn't do it on video, but I've watched this game on mAT day and also on Nick's stream. So there's a lot to see in there. So I might review it at a later time. And for now, I want to watch. I'm gonna skip my own game, and I want to watch that game. By the way, regarding my own games, maybe I will watch them at some point, but probably I won't. So I generally don't really like to comment on our own games. Mile versus OG. I haven't seen this match before, and I want to definitely watch it before it goes off ops. So we go into this one. Mile and OG, this is my favorite matchup, generally. Like, two names against each other, my favorite matchup. Because it's the two favorite guilds of mine to watch. OG, very good at chaos splitting, creating kill opportunities, being very aggressive. But they do tend to struggle against teams who have a very solid macro understanding of how to prevent these aggressive pushes, these aggressive splits, and how to punish them. So against high macro teams, they tend to struggle a little bit on the map, but they are one of the strongest teams when it comes to splitting generally. Mile, on the other hand, is a pretty versatile team. They play a lot of team builds, and in those team builds, they also have some decent, no, not decent, some pretty good macro understanding. I often watch them and I'm like, oh, okay, they did like a pretty high, like they have a pretty deep understanding of some of their builds. And what Miles sometimes lacks is the individual skill, meaning that some players sometimes do mistakes, individual mistakes that end up, you know, maybe their back, because of that, maybe their backside dies, maybe someone dies here and there. So Mile needs to be careful about that, but they're macro-wise, they're a very strong team, they are a very versatile team, and OG is playing a split build here. They seem to be playing an Illusion Mesmer, and the rest is pretty balanced. Ranger, Alyssa Dervish, Mile with the Singast. So we see two classic team builds from the two teams. Mile very classic for playing Singast, and OG very classic playing a pretty splittable team build. However, on this map, splitting is rather hard because you collapsing, forcing 3v3, all these things is pretty easy on this map. So splitting, so this is generally not the best map for OG to play this on, but they have a lot of opportunities to make plays in this game. Alright, enough yapping about the general ideas here. Oh, one more thing. OG's team build relies on getting something done, by the way. They need, before 28 approaches, they need to have gotten an advantage. They need to have gotten NPCs, they need to have gotten some kills, anything that gets them ahead for 28, because Miles' team build is vastly superior at 28. Okay, now let's focus a bit on the game here. This is splitting, one of the standard strategies, and the most standard response, sending the 8-bonk. The Alyssa is not balling the knights on the archer, which he should do, because this 8-bonk will be able to hold both knights this way for way longer than he should. If he balls the knights on the archer, they will die much quicker, and like this, he will only be able to get maximum one knight anyway. So that is a little bit of an inaccuracy there. We are seeing that OG is quite ahead on flags, pushing flags with the Illusion Mesmer and running flags on the second frontliner. So Miles seems to be having a bit of trouble stopping that. Oh, flag game will be hard for Mile to control, like to take care of, really. See Perch on number 7, however. Oh, that will certainly help with the Illusion Mesmer a little bit. Lissa now called the NPCs, which is good. Number 8 Monk, very suited to hold a lot of NPCs, however, with the current bars. See an infuse? One problem OG's team build has is that they don't have a lot of burst damage. So they need to create wide, like very stretched map situations where they have a lot of time to kill someone who is out of position, because their burst damage is not really existent. They don't have a teleport hammer warrior. Lissa doesn't deal a lot of burst. Ranger doesn't deal a lot of burst. The illusion doesn't deal any burst. So they have no way of really bursting people down. So they do need more time than classic other balanced team builds to make use of their stretch map situation, but they can make the stretch happen more efficiently because of what they are playing. Now, see Maya with a flag, holding the flag for now. Lissa seems to have gotten one knight, by the way, and nothing else yet. Outside of that, we are seeing a 3v3 here, in which I don't think much is happening. We are seeing a solo monk on this side now. Maybe... Oh, wait. This guy is out of... like, not this guy is out of position, but Maya has a weird setup here, yeah. It's like anticipated this one. He died. The 6 monk went for him. But somehow the 7 monk was nowhere to be seen. So 6 and 7 were on opposing sides of what there should have been. And unfortunately, number 1 goes down there. There was a slight inaccuracy on the role assignments. It seemed to also look like 6 was a bit confused that, you know, he needed to help number 1 in that moment. Because number 7 should have been there. But that is not the end of the world. Slight inaccuracy, but not a game-losing death. And OG will need more than that. Win at 28. Quite some pressure here. And now the question is, does Mile feel like they do have the kill opportunities, or do they feel like they don't? Because if they eventually feel like they don't have the kill opportunities, then there is always a world where you can simply forget about the flags, because the OG team has so little damage that you forget about flags and then you just play for NPCs. Maybe force the fight in like tight corridors like the enemy base, or like the back door, you know, or forcing full-on fights, collapsing the enemy team and then 8v8ing them, trying to get kills. Would be an opportunity or like a possibility if they decide that, okay, we are getting nothing done if we keep running the flags all the time. We see that Lissa is splitting again, waiting for the 8 monk. So OG left 2 monks. And we're seeing an E-Search Mesmer on Mile, actually. Interesting. Generally, you see PI Mesmers in Singast, but this one is actually an E-Search Mesmer, which I believe in some scenarios is pretty decent, especially when you have a some map stretches going for yourself, like when you as Singers are this team splitting yourself, and the E-Search can be beneficial. Oh, the Lissa got both of the... the Lissa got both of the NPCs here, while the 8 was next to him. So that was a huge mistake. I don't know if the 8 maybe didn't have any mana anymore, but I doubt it. Certainly shouldn't have let Both of them die. So that is quite a huge mistake. And OG with the adaptation again, by the way. The Mesmer Sin was not splitting initially, but then they sent him onto the split side, and they did get 2 NPCs as a reward. Although I believe this was a mistake on Miles' side, though. So that is rough. That is a big advantage for OG here. Question is, will they be able to translate it into a win? The NPC advantage. That's quite an unfortunate turn of events, to be honest. Now, since the NPCs there are gone, there is a world where they split someone else, like the ranger in the backside, to occupy this 8 monk. And wait, is he doing it? Okay, he seems to be doing it. And now the Lissa Dervish can go for the front NPCs. Like, he bolts the front NPCs, and that will stretch OG a little bit. That will stretch Mile a little bit, I'm sorry. But will definitely pressure them over time. So let's see what the Lissa is doing here. Seems to be pushing flags for now. Huge flag advantage for OG the entire game. That has to be their main game plan when thinking of this build. And oh, the Lissa, is he splitting or is he taking the front NPCs? He is taking the front NPCs. Nice adaptation from OG, I like this. Changing the ranger, or pushing the ranger into the base of the 8 monk and pressuring the front side at the same time. Now OG's taking quite some damage here though. But they seem to be fine. Wait, did I just see? Do they both have no Conjure? This guy's Stormdrin Haste. Does this guy have Stormdrin Haste as well? Oh, it looks like he has Conjure, right? Yeah, Stormdrin Haste or no Stormdrin Haste, always a big debate. He has Conjure, yeah. Because you lose quite some DP. Oh my god, they blocked! Ooh, OG blocked Mile and they boosted because of it. That is a huge boost, actually. And oh my god, number 2's dying. Ooh, Infuse, super close. OG got some tremendous advantage here. And now would be the time where I as a Mile would be like, okay guys, this doesn't seem to work. Black game is over. They boosted already. We are so behind. We need to think of 28. We need to slowly start playing for NPCs. Obviously, you have 2 opportunities in this situation. Either you keep playing for the flag game and you have the opinion that you can win 28 even though you have the NPC advantage. Or you do what Mile is doing right now actually. You can technically play very aggressive and push into the other team's base because you are Singers and the base is a very tight corridor. So you can force fights. Oh, number 3 is low. You can force fights in the opposing team's base and hope to win there. The Prot is struggling to push the bar against an Illusion Mesmer, of course, so might be problematic here. And at the same time, Mile is pushing the OG base very aggressively, is trying to get NPCs. They have the opinion here that they need to get something done, that they need to get some NPCs back for 28, and that the flag game doesn't matter anymore. And this is what I mean about Mile. They do adapt macro-wise to what is happening. However, this is still quite risky. They have only 1 monk against 2 damage, and this monk can die eventually. So this is risky. Mile is taking pressure everywhere at the same time. The 8 monk is 1 HP. He might get soloed to the ranger. Does he get soloed? Oh my god, every monk, Mile is under pressure everywhere. The 8 monk is 1 HP. Does he get soloed? Oh. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. We go back to the base. Go faster, Cam. Okay, we see that Mile did was under heavy pressure here. The downside of the strategy of playing this aggressive obviously is that you might die, and that OG has a lot of opportunities to control your movement on the side, and OG is very low now, however. Mile needs to push into them now. The allies of Mile need to push into the gates and block them, slash gust people. Like, they need to go very deep. Oh, someone just casted a lightning strike on the archer. That was a misclick, I guess. You need to push very deep in this moment as the allies. And block the gates, but OG made it out. They were under heavy pressure for a moment, but unfortunately, Mile couldn't convert it into kills here. And now Mile on the pushing end again, on the aggressive end, trying to get the NPCs. Meanwhile, OG has split a second character, and Mile is responding with a monk, by the way. This means Mile is only with 7 monks against the entire pit and 3 damage. This is not a good situation, I don't think. I feel like Mile can die here. This is quite a risky play, in my opinion. They need to reset this, because eventually the 1-7 monk cannot hold this. They are trying to help him though. And number 1 died, gets rest immediately, however. And they will try to pull out here now. Aggressive play is unfortunately not working out for them. 1 solo monk against the entire pit and stuff. It is rough to keep up. He has no guardian against the hammer warrior. It is very rough. Number 1 died again. Did he get it? Did he get DP from this or not? I'm confused here. But either way, very unfortunate death. 30 DP now on number 1 minimum. If he did get DP twice, he is 45'd, but not so sure on that one. Mile needs to run away now. They have lost a lot for this play. They did get 1 archer and 1 knight and nothing else so far. This is quite a disastrous moment for them, to be honest. OG with the adaptation of Mile sending this very aggressive play. OG responds with a second damage, forcing the prot, in this case, to go back as well, and abusing that Mile only had 1 monk left. And this is what I mean. OG are very familiar with these heavy split builds, and they have so much movement control that it is hard to react and to follow properly on the map as Mile there. Because if you send an ally, he can be in deep trouble by a Mesmer. By the Illusion Mesmer. So you would need to send either like an ally and the Sin to collapse, or you need to send the monk and then you need to pull out of the base. But probably the best thing would have been to collapse people to then force a fight once again, or resplit once again. Either way, Mile on the back foot here. And nothing is lost yet. Game's still always winnable. We see Hammer Warrior pushing this time. So you see OG, you don't ever know what they're doing. Like, it is the Lissa pushing the base. It is the Ranger pushing the base. It is now the Hammer Warrior pushing the base. It is an Illusion Mesmer solo splitting this time. So we have seen 5 different people solo split to the... No, not solo split, but split to the opposing team's base in this game. This is what I mean about OG. You cannot really prepare for one strat. You need to be able to adapt to whatever they are doing at all times. And, oh, there's 2 monks against 1 damage, which means there's a solo monk here that does not have Guardian. He does not have Guardian, he does have Gusts, who can help him. And he did eat an A-smash. We did get blind though. Oh my god. Holy shit, that was quite close. He did eat an E-smash and there was a crushing coming, but this guy got blinded, I believe, on the crushing. OG once again, movement. They split the base and then they snared the number 6 monk, who was there because there were 2 damage splitting. And that left number 7 on his own. Mile now seems to be playing to survive. Don't seem to be going for the aggressive pushes anymore. Meanwhile, OG is going for aggressive pushes. We see Mile collapse, and there is only one monk. Mile died on the other side, but in this base there's also only one monk. So this guy can die, by the way. He can die fairly quickly if they get onto him. Do they have Gale? They do have Gale. Gus was a little bit unfortunate. He is rending him, phasing him. He needs a Guardian. In these situations, the monks need to, the 6 monk, wait, they both have Guardian. One of them needs to really Guardian the number 4 here. Because of the Ranger. And entire team, both teams are now in the base. Because the other side of Mile died. There was, I believe, 2 damage against 1 monk again. And they got the shorter end of the stick. And number 1 died again. Oh, that is a huge kill for OG, because that means number 1 is 45 now at the minimum. And OG is drifting away with this game on quite an interesting match so far. OG now pulling out, playing it safe. They can smell the victory, they can smell that they are quite ahead in this match. And therefore they don't want to take chances. They do realize that in this tight corridor, like I said before, Singas is quite potent. They can turn onto OG, they can get a random kill and come back into the game all of a sudden. So OG does respect that. Respecting the Mile players, respecting the build, respecting their own advantage. Question is, are they waiting for 28 now? Are they going to push into Mile? If they fight into Mile, the main goal should be to kill the number 1, who is 45 DP. And who is one of their main damage dealers. So that needs to be the goal here. Mile deciding that waiting for 28 puts them at a disadvantage. So they are pushing themselves now. Is this a Lord Rush attempt? This could be a Lord Rush attempt. Number 8 responding. However, blue team can just go main team. So no Lord Rush attempt to be found here. But a pretty aggressive push again to be found. The question is, do they send the second damage again? They do send the second damage again. This time not the Illusion Mesmer. No, he does go back to the base. So we see a different setup than before. We do see a 7v7 in the base. It appears that OG is deciding that if Mile fights in the base, they can win the 7v7, so they don't send a second damage this time. Where is this Ellie? This Ellie is quite late. So it's a 7v7 soon. It's a 7v6 now. Mile Ellie is coming soon. So it's turning into a 7v7 right about now. The Ellie's here now. So now we have a 7v7 in the base. This guy is vulnerable to dying. So OG should look to Shatter Spike this guy, maybe Burning Arrow Shatter, maybe Burning Arrow E-Search. I don't know. No, this is P-Block, never mind. So no E-Search. Maybe Burning Arrow E-Search, maybe the Hammer Warrior spikes him. Someone should spike this guy because he's 45 and very easy to kill. We see kind of an all-in by Mile here. Playing very aggressive. They decide that at 28 this situation sucks. I'm kind of confused why OG doesn't split. Why OG doesn't do the same split they have done before. Why do they not send a second damage out to force the prot to move, to then have a solo monk? That seems to have gone well. I don't know why they don't do the same thing. Oh, they do. Okay. They do send a second damage out, and Mile responds with a damage themselves this time. Because the second damage that went out cannot punish the damage of Mile that went out. So the Illusion Mesmer is the only one that can really punish him. Everyone else cannot. So that is an interesting response. They're also sending the Sin back. So we have 3 damage splitting against a monk and 2 damage, which I believe the Mile team should win. But the question is, who arrives there first? Mile is now taking NPCs here. They are advancing on stuff. What is happening on the other side, however? We need to check this. We need to check who arrives there first. We see an 8 monk going as well. So there's only 2 monks on the other side. The problem is this 8 monk might die eventually. There's 3 monks, 3 damage coming. The Lissa, something here needs to die. Otherwise, Mile is in deep shit. And Mile is already in deep shit. The 8 monk is going to die. The Ellie cannot pull enough pressure. There's too much. Oh, he got P-blocked. He's dead. I think he got P-blocked. Oh. Okay, 8 monk is here. So the blue team is not going to die anymore. And the 8 monk is solo. He will die now. Yep, he is dead. And people might even die after time here. This is a disaster for Mile. And Mile is nowhere to be found. I believe OG is going to end this game very soon. Number 1 died after time. The Ellie is going to die after time. The monk is going to die after time. They have no chance here to respawn anymore. The prod is nowhere to be seen. The prod is moving now, but I think this is too late. They are already on the Lord. They need to send 1 front on 8 and 1 front on the Lord. And then they will be ending the game very soon. Right now they are kind of wasting their efforts a little bit. But 8 monk should die anyway. So it's not gonna matter either way. Ooh, this is taking quite long. But he should be dying either way. The 6 monk is almost in range, by the way. Oh my god, this is... No, run to the 6 monk, run to the 6 monk. You're running away from him. Oh my god. The 6 monk has arrived, by the way. So, Mile actually not losing the game here yet. Number 1 is 60'd, however. And they don't have a res, I think. So, that is quite doomed. But I think OG misplayed that super hard. Their fronts misplayed that super hard. They must have... I don't know. I don't understand why not one guy should have been on the Lord, one guy should have been on the monk, and it should have been super easy to kill him. But they must have misplayed microwise as well there. There's no way this 8 monk just survives like that. And Mile still alive, but this game is very over, however, because Mile has 2 monks here, but this guy will not respawn. They don't have a res on this side. I don't even think they have a res left. So the Mile people are trying to survive now. Mile sending another damage to the other side because they realize they need to either end the game or the game is over. However, ending the game against 2 monks with the 3 damage they have is going to be impossible. And so therefore this game is extremely over, unfortunately for Mile. Also the damage is now and seems to be ending through them. Nope. They're also dying in the pushing side. And with that, the game is unfortunately looking very grim. OG overall, very interesting performance. OG classic, heavy split game. Splitting all 5 characters at various stages of the game. So, yeah, certified OG classic. Mile, some inaccuracies on defending the NPCs, and then they also had the inaccuracy of playing too aggressive when they had to send their prod back. They should have pulled out for that moment and collapsed. So that was a second, like, small thing that, you know, sponged the game into the opposite direction. They also got blocked at the flag stand, resulting in a boost. But then, really good adaptation, in my opinion, was to fuck the flag game from there and try something different. But it didn't end up for them in the end. But both teams did adapt a lot their games, their style, and this game was an amazing game to watch. I hope I will see this matchup more often, OG versus Mile, preferably on a larger map. I mean, this map is large, but like on maps like Uncharted, maps like Solitude, I would love to see more games of these two. And this game definitely held up what it was supposed to hold up. It's quite a banger matchup. One thing to notice that this was likely on American servers, by the way. So OG played on American servers and Mile on two servers. GG to OG. Unfortunately, Mile was knocked out in the semifinals, and OG therefore went to the finals. GG.